It's really not in the Bible. Really, we made that decision as a people through a government. And what we say to the utilities are, we're going to give you, in essence, a franchise, a license, a charter to perform a service. But you have to perform a service. And it has to be fair, and it has to be professional, and you have to be reimbursed at a fair rate. And if you don't perform the service, basically, then don't ask the consumers to pay the bill. And if you can't provide the service, then we'll find another vendor who can. And that's done by the Public Service Commission. That is how that is the essence of this relationship, right? Con Edison will give you a contract to provide a service, and Ozzy will pay his bill monthly. It has to be a fair bill, but Ozzy will pay the bill monthly, and you provide the service to Ozzy. And if you don't, we regulate it, and if you don't, then we will find someone else to provide that service who can. And I believe handling one of these situations is part of the service. The service is not when the sun is shining and everything is perfect, do the lights work? Yes. When the sun is shining and everything is perfect, the lights work. That's not the service. The test of the service is, were you prepared for the storm? Did you have a backup plan? Did you have a plan to get out there? Did you have people out there 24 hours? Were you communicating with the consumers so they knew what was going on? Did you have an alternative plan to communicate with people so they knew how to get you? And if your plan was, well, they contact me on the web, if their power is out in the apartment, how are they going to contact you on the web? That's the plan? It's a phone company. They should call me if they have a problem. The phone is off. That's the problem.
So can you tell us a little bit about what you're planning to do about these backup plans not working? I mean, can you take a little farther?
I understand the reality of the situation. I understand there was a storm. I understand it was catastrophic. And I am a reasonable person. And I want to give the utilities the opportunity to make their side of the case and explain their side of the case. And we will do this in a very fair, thorough process. But I believe the service was inadequate. We'll have the discussion, let them present their case, let it be a full, open, and transparent process. Let's have the discussion. Let's talk about past history. Let's talk about Hurricane Irene and what we could have or should have learned from Irene. And then the state will make a determination. The state's range of remedies goes from sanctions to revocation of franchise. Other utility companies can provide the same service, right? We can contract with other utility companies. These are not God-given monopolies.
Which companies?
I would review all of them. I would review all of them involved in this situation.
So are you saying you might give Con Ed to LIPA? Or LIPA to Rockland? Or
let's, before we get to who we bring in, let's make the decision that we want somebody out, right? But
you've just been listening to Governor Cuomo's press conference on the east side of Manhattan. He really announced two big pieces of news. The first, which Melissa Russo first reported here on News 4 New York, that any New Yorker, anyone who lives in the state of New York, will be able to vote in any polling place tomorrow. They just have to sign an affidavit stating where they live in the state of New York. They will be able to vote for the presidential race and the Senate race. They obviously won't be able to vote for New York State Assembly and or State Senate if they are not in their certain polling place. The other big news, he said, people need to clear out the debris in front of their homes because it's going to be a potential health hazard to other New Yorkers, especially with the pending storm coming.
Yeah, that is the second executive order that the governor talked about signing today. This is a directive to insurance companies authorizing them to accept lists. So for residents affected by the storm to make an inventory of everything that is lost on a list, and also for the insurance companies to accept photographs so that they can haul out all of this debris, make sure the streets are clear before this other storm moves in on Wednesday.
And as we look at this video from Breezy Point, it's going to be quite some time before people who lost everything feel like life is starting to get back to normal after Sandy.
And on the gas front, the governor also talked about working with other states to bring more gas into our area. At this point, we still have more than 480,000 customers without power. The governor had some strong words for our utility companies and the progress that they have made. In his view, not much progress has been made, and he says that they will be held accountable.
Yeah, but we are seeing some stories of people who are coming out trying to help ease the pain for others. News 4's Greg Sergel is live in Rockaway Beach with the story of one man who got some unexpected help today. Greg?